Lately, Keemstar has been the subject of controversy yet again. This time, it is in relation to the death of Etika. As I am sure everyone is aware of by now, YouTuber and streamer Etika recently took his own life. And while many people were grieving over this loss, some were looking for somewhere to place blame. And it just so happened that Keemstar was the biggest target here. My name is Rag Reynolds and welcome back to Medium Rare. Today we are talking about whether or not Keemstar has any responsibility to bear for the death of Etika. So shortly after Etika died, Keemstar was on Twitter saying how upset he was about what was going on, was encouraging people to donate to mental health charities and all this other stuff. But in the replies to Keemstar's tweets, there were a lot of people who were linking and posting screenshots of past things that Keemstar has said about Etika that they believe has contributed to Etika's suicide. So the first thing that people have been posting is this clip from Drama Alert where Keemstar seemingly tells Etika to jump off a bridge.
It's all predestined, Keemstar.
But
everything you've done up until this point.
But the scariest thing about thinking that the world is a simulation and it's predestined and all that is then there's no reason to live. Why not?
Why do you fear death?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's scary because if you really think about it, then why live? Just jump off a cliff. If it's just a simulation, who cares?
And then more recent than that, people have been using examples of tweets from Keemstar such as this one. The thing that pees me off is that Etika now 100% knows the internet is worried about him. And 13 hours later, he's not notifying his fans that he's okay. Maybe it's cause he did off himself, but press X to doubt. So people were saying that this specific tweet was disrespectful to Etika's memory and it was doing more damage than good, and he was encouraging people to not believe that Etika was actually gone and that he was just doing all of this for attention. But we saw people continue to give Keemstar a lot of crap for this. For example, here we have Keemstar saying his final words to me, "Damn, this hits hard," and he's playing a clip, and it was in Etika's final video. He did mention Keemstar by name, and he has a response, and someone responded to that here. "Hit you hard, Keem? How about you take a step back and think about everything you said to him? You're sick and a liar." In response to a lot of this, Keemstar posted a couple of videos to his Twitter.
And I'm going to attempt to answer some questions because this thing's like snowballing out of control, and I don't want to make this video and I don't want to be sitting here defending myself, but I have to because the internet's doing what the internet does. So a lot of people are looking for someone to blame for the Etika thing, and obviously I'm the target that they've picked, and they're pulling up old tweets where, you know, I'm making some banter jokes about what was going on with Etika and these outbursts and stuff. And they're like, look, you're to blame, Keem, you're to blame. But nobody goes and shows tweets where I'm generally concerned because that doesn't fit the narrative of, you know, you're the one to blame. I was generally concerned about what happened with Etika. When I talked to Etika, he was fine. When I spoke to him privately, he was totally fine. And I guess people just don't understand that. And I wasn't just taking his word for it. It was the doctors. Like, if the doctors are talking to him and they're like, you're fine, let him go, then what am I supposed to believe? If I'm talking to him and I'm getting the same impression that these are stunts and this is for publicity, and he's telling me, like, look at my Twitter, look at my analytics, you know, my YouTube's blowing up. If we're having conversations like that are completely normal, but then when camera's on, there's these outbursts, you know, what am I to believe? I spoke to his ex-girlfriend and I asked them, like, or I asked her, like, why were they letting him out of the hospital? And he was convincing the doctors that he was fine, and that's why they kept letting him out. You know, people question, why did you do the interview with him? Why are you taking somebody that's mentally ill and parading them all over the internet? He wanted to come on and he was normal. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, trust me, I'm beating myself up about a lot of stuff. I could have done this differently. I didn't talk to him in the last 2 weeks. I should have talked to him in the last 2 weeks. He didn't reach out to me and I didn't reach out to him because, again, I thought everything was fine. The one thing I had to give me a break from all this was doing something good, and that was raising the money for the charity which his family asked for. And you guys spun that into Keemstar's just trying to make himself look like a good guy. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
At that point, people still were not happy with Keemstar, so he showed a text that he received from Etika's mother. Etika's mother texted this to me. I wish people actually understood the truth between us. Hello Keemstar, this is Etika's mother responding to you to address recent threats and accusations you've received in relation to his death. I wish to inform Etika's fans, friends and viewers that Keemstar is not responsible for Etika's passing and should not be held accountable for my son's actions. Etika loved Keemstar's show and wanted to make his appearance on the programme both memorable and exciting. My son's goal was to make the segment dramatic and entertaining as possible, not to use it as a vehicle of hatred towards the show's host and creator. Spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment. What's truly needed is much better platform supporting mental health awareness throughout the world. Please build up your online community with kindness instead of recklessly breaking each other down. In God we trust you will take these blessings we send out to you. Keemstar then said, I did not ask her for this, and he shows a screenshot of the text before, although I don't think this really proves much because you can just delete messages that comes before, so this doesn't really accomplish anything. And after that we saw Etika's ex-girlfriend come out saying, this is a real text from Etika's real mother, please I beg you all, as Etika's ex-girlfriend, please stop this hate towards Keem. Desmond loved Keemstar and supported him for years. He absolutely did not blame him for what he did to himself. Etika blames himself and only himself. Now there's been other stuff said, there's been other stuff done, but I think we've covered the main gist of things. So I would like to give my thoughts on this. Personally, I think there is a lot of stuff that we can give Keemstar crap over. Keemstar has acted like a terrible person many times in the past, and there are no shortage of things to call him out for. However, I do not believe this is one of them. I do not believe that Keemstar has had a single bit of impact on Etika's death. Not at all. And maybe that's unpopular to say, but I really do not believe he had any impact on Etika. I think these articles that I'm reading that are saying that Keemstar suggested suicide to Etika in the past, I think they're very disingenuous. I think anyone who says that Keemstar told him to jump off a bridge is being ridiculous. Keemstar didn't tell Etika to jump off a bridge because he meant it. Keemstar told Etika to jump off a bridge because they were having a conversation about whether or not the Earth was a simulation. And Keemstar says, well, if it's a simulation, then why don't you jump off a bridge? Keemstar wasn't actually telling him to go kill himself, and there is a tremendous difference there. I think anyone saying that Keemstar actually told him to jump off the bridge, as in actually told him to kill himself, I think they're just skewing the facts. For me, the worst thing that Keemstar did during any of this was that tweet that he posted with the Press X to doubt meme at the bottom of it when he was talking about Etika being in hiding. But even that had no impact on Etika's actual death. Etika was already gone. All that did was kind of disrespect his memory a little bit. But Keemstar, as he explains in a couple of those Twitter videos, is saying that, to his knowledge, Etika's fine. To his knowledge, this is a publicity stunt. To his knowledge, the doctors say Etika's okay. Now, I'm not justifying that tweet because, regardless, I think the whole situation seemed very serious. I think it seemed quite legit. And Keemstar probably should have waited before jumping to say something like that. But yeah, my thoughts on this matter are simply that, yes, Keemstar has a lot of stuff that we can call him out on. Keemstar has a terrible history. Keemstar has acted like a terrible person in the past. But in relation to Etika, this situation, I think it's ridiculous for people to blame Keemstar for Etika's death. I don't think he had any impact on it whatsoever. As Keemstar, Etika's ex-girlfriend, and Etika's mother all said, Etika loved Keemstar. He wanted to be on Drama Alert and he wanted to be overly dramatic. Keemstar suggesting that if the world's a simulation he should just jump off a bridge had zero impact on Etika actually killing himself. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what yours is in those comments down below. And until next time, this was Medium Rare, my name is Rag Reynolds, and you're welcome, society.